Good morning, Caden. First of all, I hope you're doing all right. I know things have been a little stressful and difficult lately, so and if you need anything, just let me know. I will see what I can do. All right, so today I just want to talk about the Notes app. This is the default Notes app that comes with iPhones, iPads, Mac devices. You love it. See, it was first introduced way back on the first iPhone, I think. It was towards the beginning. I remember it distinctly having like the yellow lined paper feel to it, and everything you typed looked like it was like handwritten. I wasn't a fan of that, but I have been using that for quite some time now. In fact, what I have saved on my computer right now, it goes back to 2018. I know I've used it for much longer than that, but that is a circumstance of me having iPod touches and different iPhones and losing iCloud data throughout the years, so I can't go back through all of those, but I do have a lot. So I'd like to just go back and pick out some, just important notes from throughout the years. I think the main obvious one is I have a whole note document that is just quotes that stand out to me. I don't know when I wrote this document or when I started this document. It was probably around 2017. So it's possible that this is my earliest one, but I don't actually know when I started this document. The very first thing on here is a simple phrase that says amaze and inspire. I think I'd like to actually save this whole entire notes list for another video. Today is just going through different notes, seeing what's up. So let's just go through a note from each year. So let's see. I have a whole notes page in here that is the lyrics to a women's choir piece I wrote called Where Were You, which is a setting of Job. September 18th, 2022, I wrote the lyrics out for it. Of course, I didn't have to do much writing. A lot of this was just pulling from the actual scripture itself, but I have it written here. Let's see. 2021, what do we got here? All right, I found one. I have a lot of songs just written here. I suppose it's more poetry because I never set these words to melody. So they're more poems, but they're meant to be songs. It is a song called Indifference. I'll just read the first. Ooh, this is going to be a little cringe to read. All right, here we go. You've been beautiful from day one. I've had an eye for you all this time, but now from this I have to run. I pretend that I don't want you to be mine. There's a reason I can't be with you. I know I'm your friend. That's nothing new. I know I'm not responsible enough, and I know someone else has your love. Wouldn't it be awkward if the person I wrote this song about watched this video and was able to deduce that this was them I was talking about? If you're watching this and you figured that out by now, hi. I wrote this song back when I had a crush on this girl, and I'd known her for years, and I was like, man, she's really great. But here's the thing, she was engaged. I mean, obviously I couldn't do much about that, and that was a lot of emotions to go through because I never really had a crush before that I didn't feel like I could pursue. So I felt really stuck in that situation. So that's the song. Alright, now that awkwardness is out of the way, let's go to 2020. There's a brass group called New American Brass, and I was tasked by my composition professor to go through and listen to their music and take notes on what I noticed about them. So I have things like trading of the same short melody over and over, slow melody in the lower end while higher voices play fast-moving ostinatos, low brass keeps a steady quarter-note pulse while the other instruments trade the melody between themselves. There's a whole, I'm not going to read all of this, it's a lot, like maybe 15 times as much as what I just said. And it's meant to help me build a vocabulary and see what I can do when I'm writing my own music. Because I was a music composition major for, this was from my freshman year of college. So, that's what that is. 2019. This one is from September 17th, 2019. I'll read you the whole thing. Bad practice, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Coach, you need to come out here every day with a goal because I'm going to take a wild guess and say that many of you weren't out here with a goal. This is where you can come and everything else just goes away. You may not like the sweat and the pain right now, but I promise you that you will miss it. Coach said that we'd be telling stories about our practices 20 years from now, but that today was not a story day. We're all just stories in the end. Just make it a good one. I remember this specifically. This was after a football practice, and it was a very miserable day. Not because it was 80 degrees, although we are Minnesotan. that was a little rough. It just wasn't a great practice at all. We came out and we just went through the motions, and there was hardly anything there at all. And coach sat us down after practice and basically told us, you're not going to be able to have stories worth telling if you aren't willing to put in the effort. And that's something that's really stuck with me, especially as a content creator. I want to I want to have stories that are worth telling. And, you know, Coach Vic, if you are listening to this, I don't know why you would be, but I remember, and thank you.
2018, let's see what we got here.
Back from 2018, and we have a shared note from, this must be my sophomore year Latin class. This is my second year of Latin. We'd all gotten to know each other pretty well. Our teacher was a really cool guy. He was a recent college graduate, so he was, we call him a meme lord of sorts. He would, every time we talked about Hercules in class, he'd always John Cena-fy the website when we talked about it, because John Cena was the big meme back in the day, and he thought it was funny that John Cena's a Hercules. Anyway, the very top one I see here is someone said, I played Heyday back in the day. I was a pretty big gamer. And there's some other ones in here I'm not sure I'm willing to share. This was a very personal thing. There's a lot of inside jokes, but man, I don't talk to any of those people anymore. But I remember the stories we shared, and being able to look back at this, that's pretty cool. My teacher said, if someone hates NASCAR but loves the Indy 500, does that make them racist? That's not the oldest note that I have, but it is the fourth oldest note I have. So, obviously, I've taken a lot of notes over the years. Alright, kid, hope you feel better soon. I'll see you tomorrow.
Also, it finally happened. I finally broke the streak. Oh no, no. It gets easier every time. Don't start now. I need to just keep it going. Don't lose this endurance. Alright, now I'll see you tomorrow.